This is the Patriots Prayer Network, where truth matters.
Hello, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with Alexandra 360. Again, I want to wish everybody a Lashana Tova Tigatevu, wishing you a happy, sweet, and healthy new year. We just had our new year. We just finished Yom Kippur, which is our Day of Atonement, where we repent for our sins. The book was open on on Rosh Hashanah. The book is now sealed after Yom Kippur. We will find out who Hashem picked to live another happy and healthy and sweet new year. And I hope that everybody who celebrate all over the country and the world had a wonderful Rosh Hashanah and a wonderful Yom Kippur. But it wasn't a good Yom Kippur for people that were in Florida, people that were in North Carolina, people that have suffered from this hurricane, Hurricane Milton. And of course, a couple weeks earlier, we had Hurricane Helene. I just want to give an update on Hurricane Milton. As of today, 7 people have died in the state of Florida, and 1.5 million people in Florida still don't have power. The people that do have power, unfortunately, do not have Wi-Fi. From what I've heard is that Xfinity has come to the houses and said that their whole entire mechanism has been broken because of Hurricane Milton, and each individual house has to have a whole new system. It has to be completely repaired. So for people like my parents, for example, who got electricity back at 8:30 p.m. Last weekend, they unfortunately do not have Wi-Fi. Xfinity has to come and repair their entire system. So they have no TV, no Wi-Fi, no internet, which is about millions and millions of people right now in Florida. But we still pray for those people to get their power back. And I know FPL is working really hard. Governor Ron DeSantis, as well as the Sarasota County commissioners and commissioners all over the state of Florida, with the state senators, with the congressmen, with the 2 senators, Rick Scott and Marco Rubio, are working hard every single day to bring the power back to the people, to bring power back to those millions of people that don't have it in Florida. But I just want to say, and we have an image up right now, that the storm surge was astronomical. Breaking report. This was Charlotte Harbor, Florida underwater with Milton, and it was 2 hours offshore. It was already a Hurricane 5, 9 to 13 foot storm surge expected in Sarasota, Florida, which is what I'm born and raised. It's my county. An extreme wind warning for Tampa to Bradenton. Now, what happened is that in the Gulf Stream, Hurricane Milton was forming. It was already a Hurricane 5. Thank God, with everyone's prayers, when it came on shore Wednesday night, directly to Sarasota County at Siesta Key Beach, which is called the #1 beach in the world, it was a Hurricane 3. But again, when you live on the water, you're going to get massive, massive amounts of storm surge. And that's what Sarasota, Florida did. Sarasota County got massive amounts of storm surge. I can tell you on Fruitville Road in Sarasota County, it was completely flooded. Clark Road was completely flooded. And where my parents live off of Proctor Road, it wasn't so much flooding, but the wind was so astronomical that it tore down a bunch of trees in front of their yard and on the side of their yard. Everyone who lives in Florida has a huge screen that wraps around their pool. Massive amounts of trees fell on my parents' screen. So their screen half of it is damaged. My parents also had a red fence right in the front of their home, which was protecting a lot of the garbage and recycling bins at my parents' home. That red fence has been completely destroyed. And also they had a drain pipe that is completely destroyed. So all these pictures are happening. My mother said it's a war zone over there. And of course, it's been very hard to get out of the development. My parents live in a cul-de-sac. It's been very hard to get out of the development because of the massive amounts of tree damage. And of course, massive amounts of flooding. Where my parents live is more high ground. They did not get massive flooding. But again, Fruitville Road did, Bee Ridge Road did, Cattleman Road did. These are some of the biggest and major roads. And especially in the Tampa Bay area, right where the Skyway Bridge is, massive flooding. The Howard Franklin Bridge, massive flooding. Clearwater got killed with the rain and the storm surge, as well as Clearwater Beach in St. Petersburg. Those were areas that were heavily, heavily hit. Again, Tampa Bay, the storm surge was astronomical. And my sister lives in Manatee County, which is about 20 to 30 minutes north of Sarasota. She got massive storm surge. And that's what the storm looked like, the tornado, or not the tornado, I'm sorry, the hurricane looked like before it hit landfall. It was at a Category 5, 180 mile per hour winds. Now, some people were saying, why didn't your parents evacuate? Well, again, the hurricane was a Hurricane 3 when it touched my parents' home. When my father built the house 35 years ago, he told the builder, he said, I want you to build the home so that it can withhold or withstand a Category 5 hurricane. So thanks to the builder. Now, my sister, unfortunately, she, like I said, she lives in Manatee County, literally off the Manatee River. Thank God that her house survived. She didn't have massive flooding for Hurricane Milton, but she has no power currently to this day. But for Hurricane Helene, Manatee County got massive amounts of storm surge. The first floor of my sister's home was completely flooded. And also, I'm going to bring up the tornadoes. There was a massive amount of 243 tornado warnings in the state of Florida alone across the entire state. Massive tornadoes spotted near Clewiston, Florida, roughly 60 miles from Palm Beach. Sea cover immediately. Look how massive that is. There was massive amounts of tornadoes on the east coast of Florida, Palm Beach County, Miami-Dade, Broward County, where I have a lot of friends and family that live. And it was astronomical. And of course, we don't have shelters for these type of things, but the best thing to do when a tornado is coming to your home is you want to be at a low-lying level. You never want to be on the second or third floor of your home. You want to be in a laundry room, someplace with not a lot of glass. You definitely don't want to be in a bathroom. You definitely don't want to be in a tool shed. You want to be in a place that's very safe and secure, like a laundry room or a drying room, and you want to be safe with your family. But when a tornado comes near you, you may only have 10 to 15 seconds to get into that safe place before the tornado barrels through your home. As we saw with Hurricane Helene, especially in North Carolina and Tennessee, a lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people saw their loved ones die. They saw them literally drown in front of their faces. And it's very disturbing and it's very upsetting. And as we know, the FEMA money is not coming because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they decided to give all the FEMA money to illegals. So they're only offering, and it's a loan, by the way, they're only offering a loan of $750 per family. My sister is qualified to get Hurricane FEMA money from Hurricane Helene as well as Hurricane Milton. She has been having a very hard time obtaining the $750. They actually gave her the runaround FEMA and told her to provide her Social Security number. Let me ask you a question, folks. The illegals have a Social Security number? No, they don't. Were illegals asked for their Social Security number? No, they were not. But they received a lot more money than $750. My parents are also eligible for FEMA money through Hurricane Milton. Again, FEMA's giving my parents the runaround. And my dad is a tax collector for the IRS. My dad is in the health and life insurance profession. And my dad is getting the runaround on insurance, of all things, when my dad has been in the profession for over 50 years. They're asking for my parents' Social Security numbers. They're giving my father and mother the runaround. Are my parents going to get the $750 FEMA money, FEMA assistance? No, because they're not illegals. But we'll see, because like I said, my father is in the insurance industry. Our whole family is. So he knows insurance like no other, and he will fight them tooth and nail to make sure that he gets money for himself and money for his oldest daughter, my sister Jacqueline. But this is what's happening all over the country. People that have been affected by these hurricanes, legal citizens of this country, are not getting their FEMA assistance. And it's a problem. Also, I found out you have to write your claim a certain way to get the money that you deserve, because there's a difference between flood insurance and hurricane insurance. If you're writing about flood insurance and you use the word flood, guess what? You don't get approved. You don't get covered for the things that you need to get covered for, such as your supplies, like your furniture, your appliances. This happened to my sister, by the way. She put out a claim for flood insurance during Hurricane Helene. They would not cover her furniture. They would not cover her appliances. They wouldn't even cover the mold and mildew issues that she has on the first floor of her home. So a report came out that when placing a claim, do not use the word flood. Apparently the word flood is a death sentence. You won't get approved. You have to say that your home had water intrusion, damage due to hurricane winds and rain. You can't say it was a flood. You have to say your home had water intrusion, damage due to hurricane winds and rain. Water damage due to hurricane force winds. That's the kicker. You have to say water damage due to hurricane force winds. Do not, under any circumstances, use the word flood. Your claim will get denied. And again, obtaining hurricane insurance, obtaining flood insurance, you have to say water damage due to the hurricane. Also, if your appliances, your furniture was destroyed, you cannot say the word toaster. If you say it was toasted or toaster, you will get denied. The best way to get insurance for your belongings is to provide serial numbers, photographs of the damage, and as many receipts as you can. That is the only way that people are obtaining their insurance and getting insurance. Also, take as many photos and videos as you can. My mother did a whole video on the house, the destruction. She did not use the word flood, not once. She said, look at the wind damage. Look at the tree damage from the winds. That is the proper language to use to get the claim approved. Isn't that disgusting? You can't say the word flood when your home has been completely flooded from these hurricanes. You have to say, again, water damage due to hurricane force winds, water damage due to the hurricane. Don't say the word toaster. Provide serial numbers, photos, and receipts for all of your appliances and all of your furniture, if you can find them. And do as many videos as you can. Many videos as you can, stating again, water damage due to hurricane force winds. That is the language you have to use. It's disgusting and disturbing. I bet this stuff doesn't happen with illegals. But that's what's going on. That is what's going on. It's very sick and it's very sad. But again, my hearts go out to all the victims of Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Again, Hurricane Helene lost 20 innocent lives. Hurricane Milton took 17 innocent lives. Hurricane Helene had massive people drowned to death, and also people watched their cars and their homes go underwater. My sister lost 2 of her cars due to Hurricane Helene. She had a brand new Lincoln Navigator, which is a $90,000 to $100,000 car, and she had a Camaro that was also massively damaged. Once water gets into your engine of your cars, they don't function. We're hoping that Lincoln Mercury, who's great, I have Lincolns. My family literally have had Lincolns for 30-something years. They're a great company, Alex Karras Lincoln Mercury in Sarasota County and beyond. They're great people. Hopefully they will be able to do something to help my sister out, because she currently does not have a vehicle. She's been using one of my parents' vehicles in order for her to get around. But again, she has no electricity in her home, no Wi-Fi, no internet. My sister evacuated her home with her husband, 3 children between the ages of 10 to 5 with 3 dogs, a Chihuahua Russell Terrier mix, and a big Roushback named Django, who literally looks like the dog Django from the movie Django. It's a huge dog. And then my parents own a Chihuahua too. So there was 4 dogs in their house. There's 4 dogs in their house currently, with 3 young children, and my sister and her husband, and then my parents. So, they survived together. That's what you have to do. You're with your family, and they found a way to cook. My sister and her husband, they did buy a generator, and there was issues getting gas for the generators. And they were able to only plug the TV, a lamp. They didn't have enough extension cord for the refrigerator, the freezer. Thank God some of the food was still kept cold, and my mother didn't lose all of her food, but it was very difficult. Right now, currently in Sarasota County, the gas stations are closed because there's no electricity. You cannot put a debit card into a gas pump right now. And the banks closed. No electricity, can't go to an ATM machine. So it's really tough. Unless you have a bunch of cash on you, it's really tough. It's really tough to do wire transfers right now. It's really tough to obtain funds because your ATM machine is not working. The banks are not working right now. They're not open. Alex Harris Lincoln Mercury, the Lincoln dealership, isn't open right now. And off Clark Road in Sarasota County, my friends told me it is literally a ghost town. None of the gas stations are open. None of the ATMs are open. This is reality, folks. And then Joe Biden said he's going to come down to certain areas that were hit in the next coming days. Is Joe Biden going to go to Sarasota County and give my sister not only the $750 for Hurricane Helene, but the $750 for Hurricane Milton? Is Joe Biden going to give my father and mother $750 for Hurricane Milton? Is Joe Biden going to do anything to help we the people? Is he going to say, I'm sorry for giving money to all these illegals? Now I need to put the people first? Is Kamala Harris going to come down and act supportive and help out we the people? No, she believes in open borders. Remember, she believes in defunding the police, open borders, health care to illegals, Medicare for all. She believes in getting rid of private health insurance, which kills my profession, my parents' profession, because we have a lot of clients that want their own private health care. Everybody has different needs. Everybody has different wants and needs. And they also want to expand ACA, which is Obamacare, which is a disaster. I said last week, I will never sell Obamacare. I've never sold Obamacare. It is a disaster. Most insurance companies are getting away from Obamacare, and majority of doctors do not even accept Obamacare. Remember what Barack Hussein Obama did, or excuse me, what he said. He said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Well, he lied to we the people. He lied. Because again, majority of doctors do not accept Obamacare, and they don't want to expand it. We have states that want to expand Obamacare, like the state of Maryland. That's crazy. The fact that anyone would want to expand Obamacare on the federal level and the state level is disgusting and disturbing, considering it does not cover the majority of Americans. We need private health insurance. Everybody has their own needs, wants. Everybody has their own health issues. We're approaching open enrollment now between end of October to December, which is the busiest time of year for insurance companies. It's the busiest time of year for myself. But this is a way for people to have a variety, to pick and choose what they want. It's very important that we have that open enrollment. It's very important that people get the options that they want. If they want to stay with their HMO, if they want to move from their HMO to their PPO, if they want a different type of PPO, this is the most important time of year. I say it's the most important time of year for insurance, especially insurance agents such as myself. I don't want open enrollment to go away. People need help. My job as a licensed insurance professional is to help people. My father's job as a tax collector for the IRS is to help people with their taxes so they don't get screwed by the IRS and they don't have to pay massive amounts back to the IRS. He actually saves people money instead of making people pay so much to the IRS and to the government. We want low government. We don't want government controlling us. But that's what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz want. Full government control. It's a continuation of the Obama-Biden administration. It's George Soros' dream to have globalism and socialism, communism and Marxism invade your country. If Kamala Harris, God forbid, wins this election, you can kiss your country and the world goodbye. Look what's going on in Israel today. We just celebrated 1 year of October 7th, where 1,200 innocent lives were murdered, burned, tortured, and raped. What did Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do for October 7th? Tim Walz went to a pro-Hamas event to praise Hamas, to praise the terrorists, to say that the Israelis are the problem. What did Kamala Harris do? Didn't she go to like another sorority lunch? She didn't really do anything to stand and support Israel. She doesn't stand and support Israel. She doesn't like Israel. And people say to me, well, her husband is Jewish. Big deal. He's a non-practicing Jew, and his daughter, Ella Emhoff, gave money to UNRWA. which is responsible for October 7th. So let's get that straight. But you look at President Trump and the wonderful things he's done for the state of Israel, how he moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, how he has a Jewish daughter, Ivanka Trump, a Jewish son-in-law, Jared Kushner. She's raising her 3 children Jewish. She went to Israel after the aftermath of October 7th. She gave money to the victims' families and continues to help. She's also done everything she can to give Hurricane Relief Fund money. So is Elon Musk with SpaceX. Is Tim Walz and Kamala Harris doing that? Is Joe Biden doing that? No, they're giving relief to illegals. When COVID hit, people like myself could not obtain ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. I'm going on a trip. Very soon, I'll be there. I'll be broadcasting from Italy. I asked my doctor for a prescription of hydroxychloroquine in case I, God forbid, get COVID over there on a cruise. The doctor denied me to get hydroxychloroquine because she said there's more controversy about it in the news. Apparently, doctors are getting their licenses, medical licenses revoked by prescribing ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. Again, 4 to 5 years later after a pandemic. That's crazy. We have to stop this. We have to stop the government control. That's why we need private healthcare insurance. That's why we need proper doctors that will prescribe things that work. We know hydroxychloroquine works. We know ivermectin works. They were both FDA approved many years ago. Ivermectin got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2015. Ivermectin is used with horses. Ivermectin is a parasital dewormer. You can actually buy wormwood if you can't get ivermectin. Wormwood is also a parasital dewormer. I take wormwood as much as I can if I can't get ivermectin. But I took ivermectin prophylactically for 2 years, from 2020 to 2022, and I did not get COVID until 2022, and I got it really bad in 2022 with the Delta variant. But if I didn't take ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, I would have had COVID maybe 50 times. And I didn't end up in a hospital because I took ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. But these were things that people needed to survive. People died of COVID because they didn't get the proper medication that they needed. My grandfather, I'm convinced, he died of the vaccines, and he died because of the fact that he wasn't treated properly when he got COVID. He was not given ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and even antibiotics to cure his bilateral pneumonia, which ended his life. My grandfather was a very strong 98-and-a-half-year-old. He could have lived another 5 years. My grandfather will never, he won't be alive to see me get married or have children. All I wanted was for my grandfather to see me get married and have children. It's the control of the government that is doing this to everyone, to American citizens all over the country. That's why this election is the most important election of our lives. Everyone says, oh, this election, this one's important, that one's important. I agree, 2016 was important. 2020 was also important. But this election, November 5th, is the most important day of our lives. And if we don't get it right, we won't be able to live in this country and survive. Unless you're an illegal, or unless you don't have faith, unless you're an atheist, agnostic. Unless you believe in this globalism, this socialism, communist Marxism, unless you do biddings with the terrorists, those are the only people that will survive in this country. But if you are a good person, if you stand with your hardcore beliefs, if you believe in America first, American kids first, as my colleague Tim Fazenbaker coined the term, elected official Tim Fazenbaker in Baltimore County coined the term American kids first. If you stand by those principles and hardcore beliefs, and Kamala Harris is your president, and Tim Walz is your vice president, you will truly suffer. As a Jew, I won't be able to live in America freely and practice my religion freely. I will have to move to another country that accepts me as a Jew. And Israel will be hit on all sides every day, from Iran, from the Houthis, from Hezbollah, the Taliban, Al-Aqsa Smarter Brigade, Islamic Jihad, the Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas. It will get worse in the Middle East. The war in Ukraine and Russia will not end under a Kamala Harris administration. That's why we have to get it right. My message tonight is to the Jewish people. We just went through Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. We are going through Sukkot, which is our Jewish Thanksgiving, and on to Simchat Torah, Simchat Torah was the day that 1,200 innocent people were murdered in Israel. Think about how you just repented for your sins. If you commit the sin again, defeats the purpose of repentance, defeats the purpose of our Day of Atonement. Don't commit the sin again. Don't vote the wrong way. Look up at Hashem. Look up at God and ask him, what do you think, Hashem, is the right choice? Again, it's about slavery versus freedom. Socialism versus capitalism. I say to women, single women, divorced women, raped women, brutal and battered women, women that have been attacked, women that are single mothers, women that were former drug addicts, former alcoholics. Look into your life. Do you like what's going on? Do you like not having any money? Do you like being depressed? Do you like being stressed out and having chronic migraines and headaches and vomiting and nausea? I talk to single women all the time of both parties and independents. Single women, don't you want a man in your life to help you? Don't you want to get married again, have more children? Under a Kamala Harris-Tim Walz, you will have more single people, more single mothers that are going to be struggling, more battered and bruised women, and more women being killed, raped, tortured by illegals. Because that's what's happening in this country today. Look at Aurora, Colorado. President Trump was just there doing an event. Aurora, Colorado, you have illegals coming into your apartment complexes like they're the managers and taking your homes away from you. You have illegals going into hotels, and people that are staying in these hotels and paying money have to leave. This is not right. This is not America. This is a third world country under Kamala Harris. And if we continue to have her in the White House, if we have her in the White House permanently for the next 4 years, our lives will be ruined forever. And I'll get into the segment later about how there's too many single men and women out there. And it's all because of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Joe Biden. Let's put the blame where the blame needs to go. Again, I hope and pray that everybody in Florida and beyond gets their electricity back, that they get their FEMA money, that their flood insurance and their hurricane insurance claims get approved. But again, I will remind everybody, when you are writing a claim, when you are placing a claim, do not use the word flood under any circumstances. You have to say you have water intrusion, damage due to hurricane winds and rain. And coming right back after the break, we'll get into more about why Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are bad for this country and for the world. We'll be right back after the break.
Born in the coastal plains of South Texas, Smoking Gun Coffee is founded by combat veterans that know exactly what a cup of coffee needs to taste like. Run by father and son, each coffee bean is perfected, roasted at 500 degrees, and cooled with a Gulf Coast breeze. Smoking Gun Coffee hand makes and bags each ounce of coffee for maximum customer satisfaction. With every purchase, 10% goes back to organizations that help veterans and local communities. That's Texas made, one bag at a time. To find out more, go to www.smokingguncoffee.com.
A movement that transcends politics. A vision for a stronger, united America. Built on the belief that financial empowerment and political engagement can come together. Introducing the Trump Token, America's cryptocurrency. A digital currency that embodies the spirit of innovation and the strength of American values. With a pledge to donate significantly towards Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. America's cryptocurrency. Coming soon. Visit thetrumptoken.com to learn more.
Hi, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with Alexandra 360. Please go to smokinggun.com. Click Coffee Clubs and hit Alexandra 360. You get your medium roast or your dark roast or both. I say the best part of waking up is Alexandra 360 in your cup. And of course, we acknowledge the TrumpToken.com. We have it right down on the marquee official Trump Token release, the TrumpToken.com. Please go to the TrumpToken.com. Pick up your Trump Token today. I just want to say, please like and subscribe. The Patriots Prayer Network, at Rumble at The Patriots Prayer Network. We are also on X at The Patriots Prayer, Facebook at The Patriots Prayer, and we are also on Truth Social at The Patriots Prayer. You can also follow me, Alexandra Levine, on Facebook, on X at Alexandra, LEVI20, also on YouTube at Levine Consulting, and Truth Social at AR Levine85. The Patriots Prayer is also on YouTube at The Patriots Prayer. So please like and subscribe if you're interested in sponsoring my show or all of our shows, the entire network. Please reach out to me at Alexandra Levine. You can also go on our website, thepatriotsprayer.com, and you can also put in any suggestions on our group chats for our show. And again, if you are interested in sponsoring our show, we would really appreciate it. So we just focused before on the previous segment. Again, Hurricane Milton update, 17 people are dead. 1.5 million people in Florida still don't have power. And again, the people that do have power do not have Wi-Fi or internet. And again, the gas stations are closed. The banks are closed. There's a lot of stores that are closed because there's no electricity. I can tell you Governor DeSantis is doing everything he can to get the power back. He has really handled Hurricane Helene as well as Hurricane Milton very well. He put out the evacuations very early on. My Congressman Greg Steube of District 17 is phenomenal and fabulous. And he has been on point helping the Sarasota County constituents and his constituents of his district. I can tell you the Sarasota County commissioners have been phenomenal with Mike Moran, who's actually running for Sarasota County tax collector. We are very, 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 very happy that he is running for tax collector. We want him to outseat the incumbent Democrat, Barbara Ford Coates, who's been in that position for 20 plus years. So it's very important that we have Mike Moran as our Sarasota County tax collector. We also have Teresa Mass running for Sarasota County Commissioner as well. I wholeheartedly believe that she will win that position. She's fabulous as well. And we have some great other candidates that are running. My state senator, James Buchanan, who's Congressman Vern Buchanan's son, he's running for re-election. Fiona McFarland, great person as well. We have some really great people in Sarasota County that have been helping with this. And I'm a part of the Republican Party of Sarasota. I am not officially sworn in yet, but I will be very soon under Precinct 233, which is the biggest precinct in Sarasota County. It's the largest precinct, actually. And I've been talking to my constituents, talking to other precinct members as well, making sure that everybody has the electricity that they need, making sure that everybody is getting their claims out there. And if anybody needs help, please reach out to me, Alexandra Levine, on Facebook and beyond. We want to make sure that everybody gets their electricity back. But again, going back to what I said in the beginning, President Trump went to Aurora, Colorado, which is more of a blue to purple city. And I would say Colorado was blue, has become more purple over the years. I can tell you when they legalized recreational marijuana, it kind of changed the demographics of the state of Colorado. I've talked to former Republican senators in the state of Colorado. They said when they legalized recreational marijuana there, it didn't really do well for the state. And of course, we have Congresswoman Lauren Boebert over there. She went to a different district to run. We hope that she wins that district. She is a picked favorite to win that district. And she's, of course, America First, supported and backed and endorsed by President Trump. But again, it's real Americans like Lauren Boebert. It's real Americans like Congressman Matt Gaetz, Congressman Greg Steube, Corey Mills, and Congressman Wesley Hunt in Texas, Senator Ted Cruz, all the incumbent senators right now. My Senator Rick Scott is up for re-election. He will definitely win. He's a phenomenal senator. Senator Marsha Blackburn up for re-election. Senator Josh Hawley in Missouri up for re-election. These are great senators that have done great for their constituents in their states. And they are not just working on the federal level. I see that they actually work on the state level as well. Because as you know, when you're a congressman or when you're a senator, you don't just focus on federal issues. You must take care of your people at home. So we see that a lot going on with these incumbent senators. And we see that a lot with a lot of the incumbent congressmen and women as well. And of course, people that are running for Congress as well. So President Trump goes to Aurora, Colorado. Why did he go? Because of these illegal immigrants that are knocking on your door and telling you to get out of your apartment buildings. This is crazy. You own your apartment, you rent your apartment, and they're coming with guns, by the way. They come with guns, they come with knives. They threaten your life if you don't get out. They don't even give you an eviction notice. I can tell you my apartment complex, which is very safe. We have 24/7 security in Maryland. I see some people I've never seen before running up and down the hallways of my apartment complex. And I said something to the office manager. I said, who are these people? And why the heck did one of these people obtain a master key to my apartment and just enter without me giving them permission? You cannot legally walk into somebody's apartment complex without them giving you permission. I own the apartment complex, or not the apartment complex, I'm sorry. I own my apartment building, my apartment in general, my condo. But it's the same thing with my business in Florida. My family owns the building. An illegal can't just walk in or get a master key to my father's building and open it up without his permission. First of all, we have very important private things in that office building. We have to follow HIPAA compliance there. So who gives these people the audacity to just walk into your apartment complex, bang on the door, sometimes even demolish the door, and demand you get out, even though you've paid rent or you own the apartment? You may own multiple apartments in that building. But this is crazy. And that's what's going on. So President Trump did a campaign stump there, because the illegal immigration problem is a problem. We have tens of millions of illegals in our country, and they're getting all this money. They're getting free car, free airfare. They're getting hotels to stay in. They're living the life of Riley, while we, the American people, are suffering. We're struggling just to put gas into our gas tanks. We're struggling to get food. Toilet paper is costing more than a hairbrush. Grooming your dog is more expensive than grooming yourself. Getting my dog's nails clipped is more expensive than getting my own. And let me tell you something. I get my hair done every week. I get my nails done every month. The numbers and the prices continue to go up. I used to get dip powder. It originally started at $38. Now it's up to $62. I get my hair dyed. It started at $80. Now it's $140. Everything is doubling. When I get facials done, my facials used to be $80, $100. Now the facials are $165 to $200 plus. And I don't go to, holes in the wall either. It's getting ridiculous. I take a lot of vitamins. The vitamins are astronomical. The price of over-the-counter medication is insane. Advil is $10 to $14. Vitamins are $22 to $35, sometimes $40. This is crazy. And there's people out there that really need their vitamins, really need their airborne, really need their emergency. I take homeopathic remedies that I can't find because they're off the shelf. I take Flonase. I take nasal sprays. They're off the shelf. The Tylenol and Advil and Aleve has gone astronomically up. It's really bad. Do we want this to continue? I ask my audience, because I have Democrats that are on my audience. I have Jewish people that are part of my audience. Again, Jewish Democrats need to stop voting for party. They need to vote for principle over party and the person's policies. The people that say, well, I don't like Trump's personality. I don't like what he says. I don't like his rhetoric. I never liked his tweets. Get over it. Because his rhetoric saved our country when he was the president of the United States, and is going to save our country again. His business sense, the way he talks, the way he acts, the way he behaves. Our foreign leaders are in fear of him, and they don't mess around. Why do you think Vladimir Putin is pushing so hard with this war? Because he knows under Trump, it will be stopped. Why do you think Iran is coming so hard on Israel? Because they know that if Trump is back in the White House, it will be stopped. Because they know that President Trump is the most pro-Israel president we've ever had in the history of our nation. He supports and stands with our biggest ally, Israel. And the Abraham Accords, which Bibi Netanyahu said wants to call it the Abraham Alliance, will be built stronger and bigger and better than ever before. Saudi Arabia is next to join the Abraham Alliance. We need to get with it, guys. We need to get with it. And we need to understand and realize that our country and our world is at stake. For Trump to go to California where he's going to on a campaign stump, that tells you something. He's going to do a massive rally October 27th at Madison Square Gardens. And people were complaining about that. He's going to places where he can pick up percentages. He's going to places where he can pick up votes for the people. But he's going there because he sees that we, the people, are suffering. He's one of the only candidates that I've seen, the only presidential candidate I've seen that can go across the aisle and bring people to his aisle, bring people to his camp, unify. He's the unifier, not the divider. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the dividers. When they say we need real freedoms, what does that mean? Real freedom for everybody to do whatever they want and there's no law and order? It's total anarchy, it's total chaos? The freedom for a 3-year-old to go to a doctor and say, I'm a girl and I want to be a boy without parental consent, that's freedom? The freedom of late-term abortion? The freedom of somebody has a baby and then they are allowed to kill their child after they're born? That's freedom? That is not freedom. Censorship. That's what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz do. That takes away our freedom. Elon Musk said it. I can't stand the censorship. That's why I'm endorsing Donald Trump. Under Jack Dorsey, when he ran Twitter, he heavily censored us. And what did Mark Zuckerberg do, the owner of Facebook, aka Meta? He finally admitted that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden purposefully wanted him to suppress people's content that were telling the truth about COVID-19 and also the side effects of the vaccines. I can tell you because my Surgeon General in Florida has done the data, he's done the research, he's a renowned doctor from Harvard, and I think he went to Yale as well. He did the study that men that have taken at least 2 to 3 shots of the mRNA vaccines between the ages of 18 to 39 have obtained myocarditis, brain aneurysms, brain strokes. A lot of young women can't have children. Women that are 65 and up that took 3 or 5 jabs of the vaccine all of a sudden get a period. There's been a lot of bad side effects because of the vaccine. My uncle who has cancer had prostate cancer. It was 75% prostate cancer, just stuck there. His doctors recommend he take 3 jabs of the COVID vaccines. Guess what? His cancer metastasized. Now he's got cancer in the stomach and the pelvis. It gets to the liver, he's dead. Gets to the kidneys, he's dead. They don't care. They said, well, you have a pre-existing condition of cancer, so let's hype you up with some more vaccines that produce cancer. I know people that were cancer-free, and they got 3 or 4 jabs of the vaccines, and their cancer came back, and it came back with a vengeance. I know young men, they can't have children because of the vaccines. It ruined their sperm count. And I know women that were pregnant and got the vaccines, which is insane. When you're pregnant, you can't even take Advil or Tylenol. But pregnant women that got the vaccines either had miscarriages, stillborns, or when their babies were born, their babies are deformed or they have autism, Down syndrome, a lot of problems. And real doctors warned the people of these. But because Dr. Fauci was controlling the narrative and the government was controlling the narrative of these vaccines, and Joe Biden mandated people to take these vaccines, especially if they work for the federal government, people are dying and there's massive side effects. There's doctors right now that are studying people that have gotten the mRNA vaccines after 5 to 15 years of getting them to see if their bodies are going to be okay. People are dying at age 22 of heart attacks, strokes, 45 years old dying of a heart attack. It's crazy. Brain aneurysms, brain strokes, professional athletes, people that are very healthy, have always been healthy, are dropping dead on the field. It's crazy. We can't have this. November 5th. There's a reason why Trump is going to these areas. Because, again, this election is the most important election of our lives. But it's very important that we vote the right way. And we prevent the cheating from happening. That we stop the cheating from happening. That the state legislators do everything they do to prevent massive cheating. People are very scared of these mail-in ballots and ballot harvesting, which I know is legal in like 16 states. But that causes massive amounts of cheating. The GOP has recommended that people go to early voting. Most Republicans don't early vote, but they need to this time. The good news is that the numbers have picked up for early voting with Republicans and actually mail-in ballots for Republicans. But Scott Presler is doing a great job in Pennsylvania and all over this country getting people to register Republican. I work for the Trump campaign in Pennsylvania. I barely see any Kamala Harris, Tim Walz signs. It's all Trump Vance signs. I see it. And I go to liberal areas in Pennsylvania. I go to the Jewish areas of Pennsylvania. I go to Governor Josh Shapiro's base. I told the Trump campaign, put me in Governor Josh Shapiro's base. I will get those Jewish people to hashtag Jegs at the Democrat Party. I met with Governor Scott Walker recently in Montgomery County. He runs the Young Americans Foundation. His job is also to go on college campuses and to recruit young people to register Republican and to vote Republican. He works with those college campuses that are being taken over by these pro-Hamas organizations, pro-Hamas terrorists in Gaza encampments. And I told him, I will go to the universities with you and I will work with you to talk to those college kids, because the Jewish college kids and the Christian college kids that are Democrats are very scared to be on campus with these pro-Hamas people on their campus and these Gaza encampments. But under a Kamala Harris-Tim Walz administration, it will continue. So stop worrying about his personality. Stop with the sensitivities. We have to be bold and strong here. Because if Donald Trump doesn't win, there's going to be anarchy. Total anarchy. This is about the Constitution, everybody. This is about our freedoms. And we cannot have a Kamala Harris-Tim Walz continue to steal and take away our freedoms. Coming back after the break, we're going to be talking about a very interesting story and a very interesting show. I'm going to go into the entertainment industry right now because I am an entertainer. And we're going to shift the narrative to talking about what's going on entertainment shows of today. Coming right back after the break.
As we age, we lose a bit of energy. Of course, that's not our fault. Our bodies change as we grow. Healing patches rejuvenate your cells and in the skin play a key role in the aging process. Research has found that as we age, the number and function of these cells decline, which can lead to a decrease in skin elasticity and the development of wrinkles. But what if there was a product that could restore that spunk for more than just our skin? There is, and it does. The product draws out other huge benefits such as more energy, better sleep, reduced stress, and pain management. If you would like more information, please go to miraclehealingtherapy.com. That's miraclehealingtherapy.com. Here's that website address once again, miraclehealingtherapy.com.
Hurricanes Helene and Milton have struck parts of our nation with a furious vengeance and destroyed many American homes and lives. To make matters worse, thousands of Americans are not getting the help they most desperately need. You can help a family in need by donating a care package to Caravan to Midnight. Essential items needed are food, clothing, and hygiene products. Please send a care package to Caravan to Midnight, number 231, 101C North Greenville Avenue, Allen, Texas, 75002-2235. Again, that's Caravan to Midnight, number 231, 101C North Greenville Avenue, Allen, Texas, 75002-2235. Thank you, and God bless.
Hi, everyone. This is Alexandra Levine with Alexandra 360. Again, like and subscribe us on the Patriots Prayer. You can like and subscribe right on this program. Again, you can follow us at Rumble at the Patriots Prayer Network. Follow us on Facebook at the Patriots Prayer, X at the Patriots Prayer, and Truth Social at the Patriots Prayer. You can also follow me on Facebook, Alexandra Levine, X at Alexandra Levi 20, on YouTube at Levine Consulting, and on Truth Social at AR Levine 85. And you can also follow the Patriots Prayer on YouTube at the Patriots Prayer. Now I'm going to shift my show a little bit. As you know, I'm a professional entertainer. I'm an internationally and nationally renowned opera singer, actress, and of course, TV and radio personality. And I used to be a dancer for many years. I did ballet, I did jazz, I did tap, I did contemporary, alternative, Israeli dancing. So I watch sometimes the show Dancing with the Stars, which is on ABC. They just started their new season. And they had 2 dances last Monday on October 7th. Their show is every Monday, I think from, I want to say 7 to 9 or 8 to 10. Sometimes their hours change. And they had a 1960s version or theme. And then the second dance was called Hair Metal Dance. And of course, who would they bring in to be their guest judge? none other than Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons is actually 100% Jewish. He's born in Israel. There's people from his band that are also Jewish that were born in Israel. And he is the lead singer of Kiss, which was recently put into the Hall of Fame. And they are a renowned rock group and very, very, very famous rock group. And Gene Simmons was the guest judge for that night, specifically under the column of the hair metal theme. And they had some really great songs for that for the performances. They had people dancing to John Bon Jovi, people dancing to Kiss, people dancing to all different famous rock groups, Poison, which is the lead singer Bret Michaels, from different genres, from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I think even the 90s as well, maybe some contemporary as well. So, Gene Simmons is, he's not a professional dancer. He's not really going to judge on the dancing so much. He's going to he's going to judge on the eloquence of it, the beauty of it, the rhythm and the beat of it. Because as a singer, you have to have rhythm. You have to have rhythm with these rock songs. You have to have rhythm when you dance. It's all about rhythm, breathing, and looking good. And it is a performance. So Gene Simmons, he's 75 years old. And he's, think about the third judge. And they come to him for comments. The comments are very short. And he compliments the pro dancer women and some of the non-pro dancer women on the show. There's a pro dancer woman named Whitney. And I can tell you, I've watched her from when she started on the show to now. She looks beautiful. She looks great. I'd say she looks better as she's gotten older. And he commented on her beauty. And he said to the other guy, and there you go, Gene Simmons doubles down on Dancing with the Stars comments after backlash. He says, I stand by every word. So one of the words that he said was that the woman Whitney looked beautiful. The critique of the dancer performance here, and I'm going to get into that, was a non-pro dancer woman, African-American woman named Chandri. She did a phenomenal performance. And he said as he was judging, he said, my eyeglasses fogged up because she was so beautiful. And she was hot, 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 that my glasses were steaming because she was so hot. She looked hot. Well, I'll be honest, I saw her. She looked great. She is probably one of the best dancers on the show. I hope that she goes far. I hope she goes to the finals. She looks like a professional pro dancer. And for some reason, her partner, who's a pro dancer, he was like, wait a minute. Like, I have sisters here. Like, you're calling my teammate hot. And they basically criticized him and said that he was acting like a creepy old uncle. And here we go. Fans were not too appreciative of Simmons' sexually suggestive comments, with many claiming he was the worst guest judge in the show's 33 seasons. What sexually suggestive comments did Gene Simmons say? All he said was that the woman looked hot, Chandri, and he said that Whitney, who's a pro dancer, looked beautiful. How is that a sexually suggestive comment? What is wrong with a man complimenting a woman, telling her that she's beautiful, telling her that she looks hot? He wasn't a creepy old uncle. He's judging these people based on the way they look, based on their style. I think we've lost that in America today. We've lost the men complimenting the women. What I see nowadays is women heavily complimenting women. But for myself, and I can say from personal experience, I've had women say that I'm hot, that I'm sexy. And to be honest with you, I'd rather hear that from a man. I don't mind if a woman says I'm beautiful. I don't mind if a woman says I look gorgeous and amazing. I say that to a woman, but I personally would never say to a woman, God, you look so hot. God, you look so sexy. In my mind, that is forming on harassment a little bit. That is a little too sexually suggestive for a woman to say to another woman, God, you look so hot. God, you look so effing good. God, if I was a man, I would just rip off all your clothes. I've had women say that to me. I don't find that appropriate. I take offense to that, to be honest with you. But what Gene Simmons said, and all he said was she looked hot and she looked beautiful. He didn't say that about a guy. It's funny, if he would have said that about another guy, nobody would have said anything. Because the fans mostly are liberal. There are a lot of homosexual and transgender fans. But there are a lot of heterosexual fans as well. And I'm looking through the comments. The majority of the people actually supported Gene Simmons. They didn't think what he said was wrong at all. I don't take offense to what he said was wrong at all. I would prefer more men compliment women. Now, I've heard men say to other men, wow, you're a handsome guy. You look really handsome. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But when a guy says to another guy, God, you look so good, I just want to sit on your face, then it becomes sexual harassment. And I've heard guys say that to other guys. That's not what Gene Simmons said. He didn't say, you look so hot, I want to F you, or you look so hot, I want to take your clothes off, or I would like to take you in the back with me and, you know, do the things with my tongue that I did to millions of women when I was younger, because that man's tongue has been on every woman in America over the years. He's a rocker. He's got the famous tongue. He could have gone a lot more. He could have really been disturbing. But again, all he said was the women looked beautiful and the women were hot. And he gets crap for it because the people don't like it that he was a judge, and they said he was the worst judge ever because he didn't judge on dance, he judged on appearance. What's wrong for judging on appearance? At the end of the day, it's all about the look. Look, I'm a professional opera singer. I have to look a certain way to get a role. They're hiring younger women day and night for my roles. But too many people now are too sensitive. It's all about the image at the end of the day. It's all about marketing. And more people will vote for you based on how you look and how you market yourself. It's not a vanity thing. It's not a I'm better than you thing. And maybe people were upset that Gene Simmons didn't say that all the women were beautiful. But he's giving credit where credit is due. The man is 75 years old. He's an old school rocker. He's not into this woke culture, this hashtag Me Too crap that has hurt so many young people to the point where a young man cannot even approach a woman and say, you look beautiful, I want to take you out on a date. I'm seeing more and more of male and women reversal. The women have to initiate now. The women have to ask the men out on a date. The women have to get the man's phone number. The women are proposing. That's so untraditional. That's so not normal. You see couples dating for years and years and years, living together, no ring, no commitment. There are too many single men and women ages 26 to 45. There's too many single mothers and single fathers. And it's all because of this woke culture. All because of the AOCs in the world telling you not to get married, not to have children. But everybody needs to stop being sensitive. Everybody needs to stop getting offended over the littlest thing. For Gene Simmons to call another dancer hot or beautiful is not offensive at all. Again, if he would have taken a step further and said, I want to lick you, I want to rip off your clothes, I want to F you backstage, that's different. Or if Carrie Ann said to another woman, God, you look so freaking hot. If I was a man, I would just be all over you, or I would just rip your clothes off. That takes it to the next level. Or if Gene Simmons would have said to one of the guy dancers, you know, I'm not gay, but I would just love to sit on your face. That takes it to the next level. That becomes creepy. And as you know, there's a lot of pedophiles in our government. There's a lot of pedophiles out there. Remember, we have child trafficking, sex trafficking, and human trafficking coming across our border. The drug cartels, they sell the children as sex slaves. We all know this. Giving the kids fentanyl, which kills them. And the more the child is a virgin, the more money the sex cartels make. So let's get that straight. You're comparing Gene Simmons to just an ordinary 75-year-old man who likes a good-looking woman, who's very heterosexual, who's very comfortable in his skin, who's a rocker, who's on the Hall of Fame. Get over it, people. More men should be complimenting women, telling them they're beautiful and telling them they look good or they look hot. More husbands should be complimenting their wives and vice versa. That's the key to a successful marriage, is communication. My parents have been married for almost 50 years. My mother gets mad if my father doesn't say she looks good. But guess what? She gets mad hardly at all because he always compliments her. And they have a great love life. Every day, their marriage is like a new love story. They watch these Turkish love dramas on Netflix, which has actually rekindled their love. But again, we need to get back to tradition. We need to get back to the basics. That's why it's so important that President Trump wins this election, so that men and women can get married and have kids, or if you are married, have more children if you can. If you're divorced, go out and find that man or that woman. And men, don't be afraid to initiate. Ask for the woman's phone number. There's a difference between going up and saying, "Hi, I'm Seth Wilson. How are you?" Then, hi, babe. You look so good. I wish I could see you without your clothes on." And grabbing her butt at the bar. Because I've seen that too. And I've had men try to grab me without me giving them permission. And I don't like that. That's sexual harassment. But Gene Simmons did not sexual harass these women. Gene Simmons actually did it right. And for the fans to be upset because he complimented the women is sick and disturbing. Think about the compliments. There's nothing wrong with a man complimenting a woman. Now, if the fans are jealous because these women are skinnier than them or prettier than them or whatever, that's one thing. But they just blatantly went after him and said he was the worst judge possible because he complimented these women. We got to go back to tradition, guys. We got to go back to the days of old. And there were some great performances last Monday night. And I feel bad for the two people that were eliminated. Eric Roberts and I forgot the other guy's name. He's African-American, Reginald. African-American, he was on, I want to say, not Family Ties. I'm blanking on the, I hate this. I'm blanking on the name of the show. But he was in Die Hard with Bruce Willis. He played a cop. He played a cop in Family Matters. That's what it was. He played a cop in Family Matters. And they're elderly guys. They're in their 70s. But they came out and they gave it their all. I feel bad for Tori Spelling being eliminated so soon. I'm also upset and offended that they had a convicted felon as one of their contestants. She was dancing with an ankle bracelet. Why weren't the fans up in arms about that? The fans were more up in arms with the comment that she said, or they asked her, "Did you learn anything from this experience?" And she said nothing. They're more upset about that than the fact that ABC and Dancing with the Stars promoted and recruited a convicted felon who lives with an ankle bracelet every day of her life, or until she finishes her sentencing, on the show. They could have had much better people on the show. Even Maxim Shmerkovsky said they shouldn't have even had her on the show. A convicted felon was on the show dancing with an ankle bracelet. Of course she said she got nothing from the show. She's under house arrest. She was just happy just to get out of the house. So think about it, Dancing with the Stars. Think about it, fans. You're not attacking the right people. You're attacking the wrong people for the wrong and stupid reasons. That's why we need President Trump back in the White House, so we can fix everybody's head and get everybody back on track. And that's my message for today. Let's go back to tradition. Let's help one another. Let's lift each other up. Don't be afraid to compliment women, men, and vice versa. Let's get married. Let's have children. Again, all these single 26 to 40-year-old or 26 to 45 men and women, enough being single. If you've been dating a girl for years, put a ring on her finger. Don't make her propose. You propose. You step it up. You be the man. And women, don't live with a guy for 8 years and put up with that. If you don't want to marry him, that's one thing. But if you do want to marry him, you set the standards now. You set it now and tell them, hey, I want to get married. I want to have kids. I don't want to live with you for 8 to 10 years. And love your men. And men need to love their women. We need to get back to the traditions of old. That's my message When Kamala Harris and Tim Walz say we need to go back, again, what is she saying? We know who we need to go back to and what we need to go back to. We need to go back to President Donald J. Trump. November 5th, most important day of your life. If you have early voting starting in your states, I recommend you do early voting immediately the day that it starts. I think in Florida, early voting starts October 24th, but take a look at your state and see when early voting starts. We need Republicans to early vote. Your vote will count. We need you to early vote. Again, this has been a great hour. I'm Alexandra Levine with Alexandra 360. Again, like and subscribe if you'd like to sponsor my show and the entire network. Please do that. We have some great shows. We have Elena Barbara. We have the Conservative Corner with Seth Eisenberg every Sunday night at, Sunday night at 7 p.m. We have the Bearded Patriot with my friend Billy right here. We have Maurice, the native. I think he's got a new show, Cowboys and Indians. We have Eddie, which is our producer and the owner of our show. We have Michaela Montgomery. We have Ann Funder. We have Two Guys in a Coup. We have some great shows on the network. Please like and subscribe us. Please follow us. Again, Rumble at the Patriots Prayer Network, at Facebook, the Patriots Prayer, X at the Patriots Prayer, YouTube at the Patriots Prayer. You can also follow me, Alexandra Levine, on Facebook, X at Alexandra Levi 20, on YouTube at Levine Consulting. Go to levineconsulting.co, as well as Truth Social at ARLevine85. Thank you again, guys. And the reason you listen and the reason you watch is you are no idiot.